Dawn of Ragnarok, the third expansion for Valhalla, has officially been announced. You likely already saw the cool looking trailer, right? With some new abilities we can expect, like turning into a raven and then dropping on a soldier to finish them off. Should make for some really cool combos. We also got some brand new screenshots to go over and information I learned from a pre-reveal presentation. For example, that this DLC is 35 hours long and that the new realm, Svartalfheim, we get to explore is 1/3 of the size of England, so that's pretty big, and we already kind of see that in my favorite screenshot of them all. Massive open world. It also seems way more vertical this time around, but luckily we can use our bow to teleport, so looking at the cinematic trailer. Another thing that jumps out is of course the awesome new bull mount. I did ask Ubisoft about it because I was curious about that too, but I'm still waiting for my answers from my interview, so I will report back when I learn more. In Dawn of Ragnarok we play Odin or Havi, just like the visions from the main game, but this time we have to rescue our son Balder from familiar enemies like the Jotnars, the Frost Giants, but looking at the art here, it totally seems like they got some new druid-like friends. And we also find a brand new enemy type, the Moospulse in Svartalfheim, with also never seen before archetypes like the Flamekeeper, which can revive fallen enemies. And if you paid attention during the cinematic trailer, you actually saw Odin do that ability as well, suddenly having an army to fight for him, which according to leaks is called the Offensive Resurrection, and this is just one of the many new abilities we can expect, just like the Raven form and also Jotun Frost, which infuses our weapon with ice, so we can freeze our enemies with our weapon and then break them. According to Ubisoft, we take possession of these abilities from fallen enemies, and we saw Havi like go on their knees as well a couple of times to absorb the power of the fallen opponents. And we can use this energy thanks to the Hooger Rip. And this is a new bracer we get from the dwarves, so I would imagine that this screenshot is from early on in the game. And Ubisoft notes that next to the combat, we will also use these abilities for puzzles and exploration. And I'm mostly really happy about that, because I don't think I can see more barred doors or breakable walls that we sadly saw in the mythical worlds from Valhalla as well. Like, I don't think they can get away with another like DLC with those elements, and it seems like Dawn of Ragnarok is stepping away from that. One other new enemy that I don't think we've seen in the trailer yet is the Surtur's Fury, which will rush at us and then explode. And Ubisoft notes that blunt force and direct confrontation might not be the best tactic against these new enemies, as they gain their strength in numbers. So they're kind of hinting at stealth being hopefully more rewarding, because if you alert everyone in the camp, you will have some enemies that run towards you and explode, likely dealing a ton of damage. And we see Eivor do an air assassination here while completely covered in lava, and I think we know the name of the ability already. Of course, if you like the video so far and enjoy the Valhalla content here on the channel, then leaving a like on it would really help me out, and totally subscribe for everything Assassin's Creed if you haven't already. So this seems to be Moospulse Glamour. If you activate this, you will not easily get noticed by the enemies of the same faction, because there also seems to be a variant for the Frost Giants. So kind of nice in stealth. And is this also another new armor set? If you got any theories, of course drop them down in the comments down below, because we mostly see Eivor wear the Twilight pack armor with the eye patch, and you can actually get this armor set right now if you already pre-ordered the DLC. That's the pre-order pack we talked about earlier, so you can already have these items show up in your game right now if you decide to spend the $40 or 40 euros, and this offer will last until April 9th. So you could totally just wait for reviews and then decide if you want to drop the $40, because it is quite a lot. Like, that's the price of one full season pass, but then only one expansion. And of course, I have to say it because some people are confused, but if you already have the Ultimate Edition or Season Pass for the Valhalla base game, then this is of course not included, so you will have to pay extra. And everything we talked about already seems way more exciting than the Siege of Paris or the Druids, and it's also being developed by the team who did the Curse of the Pharaohs DLC for Origins, which is still one of my favorite DLCs ever, so that totally bodes well. But yeah, it's more expensive than I anticipated, and I also asked Ubisoft if this will be the only like mythical expansion in 2022, because they actually said that we would get multiple in 2022. So will that then be another $40? I guess we have to wait and see. Because you would think that with the sort of Muspel enemies invading Svartalfheim right now, that after like completing this DLC, we take the fight to them and actually go to Muspelheim. But we still got a few months till release, so they got plenty of time to convince us that it's worth the price. I'm personally already sold on the new Edgear weapon type though, killing multiple enemies in one swing. It seems like a faster scythe in a way. And I really hope we can also impale enemies and then lift them into the air like we see right here. That would be an awesome left hand move. Shattering the frozen enemies here as well, just like the ability. And there's quite a lot of lava for an elven realm. Also in this shot we see a ton of lava in a dwarven shelter from the looks of it. Maybe like a portal or gate to Muspelheim is behind them. And the other character we see here is, by the way, Frigg, who is the wife of Odin and the mother of Balder in Norse mythology. So she will likely play a big role in this expansion. But the main bad guy, of course, is Surtur, who has a new sword. I'm curious what they will call that sword when we hopefully get it, right? You would think so. That would be pretty hyped. Although again, I'm still curious if we take him on in this DLC or later on in a potential Muspelheim 4th expansion. Ubisoft did confirm that the fighting arena is indeed a thing. We don't have any like screenshots or footage of it sadly right now, but I did learn that this is where we take on Valkyrie's challenges and can apply difficulty increasing boats to increase the rewards, as they battle new foes and familiar ones in a series of daring trials. So, really, as speculated before, this is likely where we finally are able to replay the mythical creatures also from the main game, but then with new challenges to make the encounters a little different. Really curious about this, and I also hope that this is finally a legit replayable mode, where like every week we maybe have like a different challenge or something. I also asked about that, so when I hear more, I will report back. Maybe though, the most important thing is this DLC hinting at keeping our hood on during combat. I mean, Odin keeps it on throughout the whole battle in the cinematic trailer, likely because it looks cool, and that's obviously why we want it in Valhalla as well. If Ubisoft now figured that out, then I'm hopeful. We know that they are working on it, so maybe this is a confirmation that we get it before that March 10th date. Tomorrow, December 14th, we're already getting a brand new update with like brand new content for Valhalla, but also for Odyssey. I made a big video going over everything you need to know, which you can watch by clicking on the screen. A like on this video would really help me out. And don't check out the pinned comment as well with more videos with like raw gameplay from the new updates and way more. For now though, I will speak to you in the next one. Goodbye.